So I came across this example and I wanted to share it with you. I found it to be one of those things that I should record for entertainment's sake. So I have these forms, and these forms are kind of made of two pieces of geometry right here. I want to use this piece to bring this surface to this degree, okay? And that's so that this fits really tight with this surface. Also, I want to blend these forms together so they're more aesthetically pleasing to look at. So here we go. I'm going to take this and out of Blender, export it as an OBJ. I'll call this bicep. And in Zbrush, I'm just going to bring that in. So if you go to polyframe, you can see that the polyframe very well with the two forms. What I need to do is separate those via polygroup. So if you go to polygroup, you can go to auto group. There you go, you can see it. Now I want to separate these very intelligent wise, so I don't do a whole lot of work. Holding Control and Shift, I can click here. I want these two together. And I think that's the only thing that would speed up the workflow. So up here, I'm just going to go up to Subtool, Split, Group Split, and hit OK. I'll concentrate on this one first because it really is about surface blending for this video. And this is a really good example. So what I'm going to do is bring this one down so that these two are next to each other. Then I'm going to turn this one into a Dynamesh. I'll hide the others so you can see what I'm doing. Go to Geometry. And for the Dynamesh, I really want an insane amount of polys here. I know that's huge, but I'm going to end up retopoing it at the end anyway. Good. Now that it's a Dynamesh, I can go to the subtool again and then merge down and hit OK. Then I can go back to Dynamesh and say add. Alright, so now what we can do is take off polyframe. So I want these two surfaces to be very flat. They were made from organic geometry, box modeled and then smoothed out, but now I need a more mechanical feel in this area. Okay, two brushes, my favorite ones. Trim Adaptive and Trim Dynamic. Trim Adaptive. Okay, so if I wanted to bring the lower to the higher, I can just not do a thing and just click and drag and it will do that. If I want to bring the higher to the lower, I use Alt. And now you can see I can build up those surfaces. Just whatever you do, you got to do it in one fell swoop. Anytime you let go, it'll build a new surface and you don't want to do that. It'll stack it. And sometimes you have to backtrack every once in a while. You just have to know when to hit Alt and when not to hit Alt. Okay, how about the surface blending here? Well, that is my Trim Dynamic. And it's more like wiggling it back and forth. So you just go like this. Now, hold Shift, lower the intensity of smooth. While holding Shift, you can smooth these together. So it's a fine balance between mechanical and organic. just so the majority of the higher surface, or the resurface is right in this area. That's where the joint really comes into play. So I know this block represents where it needs to be. Okay, again, Alt. Now I go back to my other one. Very nice. So that is my surface blending technique. Just wanted to share it with you while I had the opportunity. I had an example. So I hope you enjoy.